All right, I think we're recording now. So going back to the social media coaching, the 6 weeks social media success. It's a group effort. We're going to try to do 5 in a class before we set up another class. And so we hope that this will be a dynamic that will be beneficial for you if you're looking to benefit from the feedback of others. This is going to be a 6-week process, and we want to provide you a real in-depth view of social media and how we can coach you through that. Both of these, there is a form to fill out down at the bottom. You can select which one you want. The 90-minute is $125. The 6 weeks group is only $475. So you can benefit greatly by having the benefit of a large number of people and at a price we think is affordable enough for people to get into for a 6-week session. So take a look at those. If you're interested in either one of those, go to marketingtwins.com/social media 2012. Fill out that form, and we look forward to helping you with that. Now, what did we come here today? We came here today to talk about social media, but specifically 13 ways of increasing likes to your Facebook page. So what we're going to do is we're going to go through these really fast. You're going to hear Randy talk for a little bit. I'll talk for a little bit. But we're going to start in with the first one. And Randy, you're going to jump right into that to talk about how the first way we can increase the number of likes.
All right, Donnie, thank you. We're so glad you're all on, and we're eager to share with you some of these ideas. Some of these are going to be real basic. Some of these things that you're going to say, wow, I didn't even know that was right in front of me. I didn't even know we could do that. Others that are hopefully going to be some new ideas. With the new timeline feature, some things are just different. And I was talking to a lady yesterday, and that the whole timeline changeover kind of threw her for a loop, and she was kind of feeling a little disoriented with Facebook. So that may be your situation today, and hopefully some of these ideas will relieve some of that, and you'll see some ideas how to increase your likes. So the first thing I want to mention before we talk about any of the other tools or innovative things that you could do with the design of Facebook timeline or anything else, the main thing you have to understand with social media is content is still king. The content that you produce will naturally, very organically, increase the likes. The more high-quality content you produce for into the news feed of your fans, the more likely there will be likes on your page. And let me explain what I mean by that. You're looking at a page here. There's some things on here. You see down kind of about 3/4 of the way down, Professional Eye Care Associates. They've created a link there to an article about diabetic eye disease. And so that's high-quality content for people who are following their page. That's something that they might be interested in. When you produce that kind of content, you may have videos. You may show pictures, good blog posts, articles that you write, articles that you find elsewhere. High-quality content that resonates with your audience is the #1 way to increase likes on your Facebook page. You can do all the fancy stuff, and we'll show you some things that are really cool that you can do. But unless you have high-quality content, people are not going to like your page, and they're not going to share your page with their friends. And so that's an important feature you need to know. Second thing that I wanted to show you is something that a lot of you are interacting with LinkedIn. And I wanted to show you a little bit about how you can build your likes, your audience here. So up in the new timeline feature, if you're an admin of your page, you will go to this admin panel. And we're going to show you now that follow the red dot, and you can see where it says Build Your Audience. Now you click on Build Your Audience. Okay, we're not going to do the red button after all. So click on Build Audience. And now you're going to invite email contacts. And now there's a list of different things you can invite people from, but I'm talking about something else. So go to Other Tools. And then she'll see a little link that says How to Create a Contact File. Click on that, and you'll see, scroll down, and you'll see LinkedIn right there, and it's going to show you, if you click on that, it's going to give you an idea of how to upload. You're going to export your CSV file, which is your LinkedIn address book. You're going to export that to what they call a CSV file, and that's simply going to take all the addresses out of LinkedIn, put them into a CSV file, and you're going to upload this to Facebook, and then be able to send out an invitation to all of your LinkedIn contacts to join your Facebook page. Now, that may be a little spam-like to some people, but if you're your natural connections on LinkedIn and you're actively on LinkedIn, then it may not seem that way as much. So, but I thought it was a creative way to use using Facebook to get more likes to your page by integrating it with your LinkedIn connections. Now, one of the biggest changes about Facebook recently is the timeline. When that changed over, you now have a new timeline cover photo. And this is the third way that we say of using your timeline cover photo to increase likes to your Facebook page is using that. A lot of people are just putting up standard size images, these long rectangle images. You can put an image up there and that does a lot of things, but really what you're wanting to do the most is you're trying to visually draw people who are coming to your page. What you don't want them to do is look on your page and see a nice photo, but never click on that like button. So visually, Facebook has the rules. You cannot put a call to action. You cannot say, click the like button. You cannot do that. You can't draw an arrow down, but you can visually draw them into it. So be creative in how you draw and how you put together your image so that visually your eyes are drawn to this. Just like on this page for First Baptist Academy, the line goes down to the Facebook page. So you're visually drawn to that like button. Here's another one we did. This one was just using basically some branded materials from their website, but using the guy standing up, maybe even the tie, vertically drawing you down to the like button. Another one from Jeffries Automotive. Again, on this page, using that concept of branding them as a place of safety, but getting your car road trip ready. But the main thing is putting that photo down. Your eyes can't help but go there. It's even got a little road map in the back, a little road in the background, but really your eyes are drawn to the kids in the circle down there, which are right above the like button. You're trying to draw people to that like button. Here's one we did for Carpet One. One of the clients for the Masters weekend this past weekend, we put this up. And so visually you're drawn not only to the yellow flag, but you're actually drawn to kind of the flag goes down to the like button, but it also goes down below the like button into these what we call the custom app icon images. So you're actually getting it down into that. So we've already clicked on the like on this one, but you see the yellow flag extends from the timeline cover past the like button, which is good, and then down into that app icon. And so I wanted to show you how to do that. Number fourth way to create more likes to your Facebook page is using these custom apps. These did not go away with Facebook. Actually, you have more prominence now because the app icons are bigger now. They used to be on the left side real small. Now you actually get to see them really big. So you can do some really creative things with these custom apps. And so you can, now Facebook has a weird thing. Up in the timeline cover photo, the big, large image at the top, you cannot put a call to action that says click on the like button below or anything like that. You can't do that. Now this is a road that has an arrow on it, but it's a little creative on how we're driving people to that like button. But the main thing we want to show you here is the app icon. Now this one has no restrictions on it, even though it's just an inch away from the timeline cover with all the restrictions. You've actually got less restrictions on this, and so you actually can say on this one, click the like button above. And so you can put arrows in that one, which you see is a neat, easy way to do it because it's right below the like button, and you position your custom app right below that. And those are the things that we do with people. We help them create custom apps, and so you can create custom images for these app icons, and that's an easy way to do it. All right, so I'm going to, let's see. Oh, all right. I think we're ready now to go on to number 5. Did we have some? Let me go back to not even going to talk about this.
Yeah, let me jump in. And as Randy was saying, these custom app icons, this is an example of what we did on our page. Your eyes are drawn to maybe these boxes over here. We talk about there's 7 steps, and so you count these 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, just happens to be the like button. And then the 7th step gets you to this custom app icon. This, again, as Randy was saying, is a custom page. If you were to click on that, you would go to a page that provides you information about these 7 steps to marketing success. Now, what the point of this is I want to show you is to talk about why we do the custom app icon, and Randy kind of touched on that. But what I want to do now is jump on over to the number 5 thing that you can do to increase the number of likes. And I love this one. This is not a new thing related to timeline, but it's something that you should definitely consider adding to your page if you don't have it. let me click on over on our example to our welcome page. If you click on this welcome button here, what you're going to get to is what we call a like reveal gate. What this is information that says, hey, click on the like button above, and when you do that, something's going to be revealed to you. And so let me kind of show you what we mean by that. This is a translucent image. You can see that there's information behind here. You can see there's images. There might even be some buttons here. But you obviously can't, yeah, there might be a coupon on somebody's page. You could offer a lot of valuable stuff here. But because we've made it translucent, it's a tease to get you interested enough to say, I want the information that's behind that translucent image. So in order to do that, I need to click the like button above. So when I click the like button, notice what happens. That translucent image changes and now is revealed all of the great content that I wanted to come here and get. I can now click on these, follow people on Twitter, I can view galleries, I can do all sorts of things. These are all linkable images. This is the kind of custom page stuff that we do, but that like reveal gate, if you will, is a great feature to increase the number of likes. You can never force anybody to like your page, but by doing this, you can give the people, you're kind of saying, you scratch my back, I'll scratch yours. If you like my page, I'll provide you the information content that you came here for. So we think that's a great way of looking at that. Let's move on to number 6 as another example of somebody else that did this. Now, I won't go over the whole like reveal gate like we just did. But the reason we want to show you this is related to something that's it's been part of Facebook for several years, but it's real critical now that we have knowledge that there is a custom URL or a unique URL for each of the apps that you have on your page. So for instance, we created a professional eye care associate page that included a welcome custom page here. It has the like reveal on it. If you were to hit the like button above, another image shows up here. But what I want to show you here is this area right up here. You can see here, and it may be kind of hard to see because how small it is, but that doesn't say facebook.com/Abilene Clearvision. That's the username or that's the URL to the page. But what this is the unique URL to the specific app of the welcome page. So you can see here it's Abilene Clearvision /app _ and then a bunch of numbers. That is a URL that you can use in a lot of different areas. So we're going to talk several of these. I mean, 6 and 7 could be really a pay-per-click type of look. So for instance, let's start with, let's say you create a lot of Facebook ads. If you create Facebook ads, if you've done that or if you haven't done that, what it defaults to is going to your Facebook page. So in this example, it would go to facebook.com/Abilene Clearvision. Well, we don't want it to go just to Abilene Clearvision. We want it to go to this specific URL to drive people to your welcome page, which is where you have the like gate on there, so it increases the number of your likes. Yeah, there's a whole thing about the default landing page used to be there in the old format where you could drive people to, you could set up your page so that this welcome page was the first thing that showed up for anybody who was not a fan. That is not a feature that's available in the timeline format. So the reason that's so critical is to know this app, this URL here, is that when you're setting up a Facebook ad, you can say, I don't want it to go to my Facebook page, facebook.com/Abilene Clearvision. I want it to go to an external URL, and that's where you'll put in this entire URL here. And that right there would go, so that when someone's on your Facebook, and they're on their Facebook page, and they see a Facebook ad related to Professional Eye Care Associates, and they click that, rather than just going to the main timeline page, facebook.com/Abilene Clearvision, they actually go to this specific thing. You're driving them to the custom app page, which is what you want them to do. And then again, the 7th thing is if you're doing pay-per-click ads, Google ads, same kind of thing. If you're doing any kind of website marketing where you're putting an ad on somebody else's website and you're wanting to, and they say, well, can I put a link to your Facebook page on our website or something to that effect? You want to drive them not to your main facebook.com/Abilene Clearvision. You want to drive them to a specific app, specifically if you've got one that has this like reveal gate on it. So that's a real key thing. 6 and 7 are tied together. If you're using either Facebook ads or pay-per-click ads or any kind of website marketing, you want to drive them to an external URL That's the specific app ID. Now, every app ID is going to be different. This is the one specifically for this client and this particular app. So you got to make sure you note that, but that would be a key thing. So now let's move on to number 8. I want to show you something on number 8. Get off of this. The 8th way that you can increase your likes is actually, if you'll notice that, that app ID, notice that if I put that same app ID into a status update, I can drive people to a particular page on my Facebook page. For instance, let's say I want to highlight a certain product, okay? In this case, here is our duct tape marketing consulting that we want to highlight. If I was to click on that, this app ID, or the URL for this particular app is this long thing that I've got right here, and I'll point that out so you can see that. If I was to put that in my Facebook status, you can see that it automatically sets up a preview. Now I will go ahead and change that. And if I was to post that, I won't do that right now, but if I was to post this, then that way people who are fans of the Marketing Twins would actually see that. Now, what that's just going to do is drive them to a specific custom page to talk about some of the services we offer, but how is that going to increase the number of likes? How that does that is it's a shareable status. If Randy is a fan of the Marketing Twins and he sees that, and he clicks the share button that he sees down below, then he shares that with all his friends. Now those friends are then drawn to that same place there. And that's going to get them to your page. They have the potential of clicking the like button, especially if you have that like reveal set up on each of your pages. So that's another way of drawing an increase in number of likes to your page. All right, number 9, you want to have direct, and I don't know if we don't necessarily have a page for this. I'm not sure what we did with this. What's the next thing up there, but we'll figure that out. This, is a direct inbound social media links. You want to have those. For instance, many of you are on LinkedIn. Randy talked about that earlier. Go to your LinkedIn profile and update your profile so that it drives people maybe not just to your Facebook page, but it drives them to the custom URL about your welcome page so that when you have the like reveal feature set up and that gate there, so you can increase the number of your likes that way. Go to your Twitter account and make sure that's listed there as well. Drive them to specific custom pages that you have set up. That like reveal gate is there. That's going to help increase the number of likes that you have. All right, number 10, we're going to talk real quickly about, and then Facebook has offered this for a long time, is if there is what they call a social plugin that you can put on your website where you can they can like your page directly from your website. So that is something that you might want to consider doing as well. But I'm going to click it over to Randy to talk about number 11.
And then this one is, let's see, where does this one go to? All right, this is what I think this is just off. So what we want to do is this one. Okay, because of that unique URL to that custom on that app, like Donnie was been talking about, each one of those have a custom URL. So just in the same way that you've linked people from Twitter from LinkedIn, all the your Facebook ads or some sort of website marketing campaign you're running, all those should go to a custom app where you can really put that like gate on them, or just some way that you can capture them. That I think right now just sending them into your timeline, or what I guess we used to call the wall, I think is a real ineffective use of Facebook for any business, because finding the like button has always been a challenge. Research has always shown a lot of people go visit a page, but they never click on the like button. It's important to get the like, because that is your social database. And without a new person into your social database, you can't follow up with them. You can't nurture them into what we call the loyal ambassadors, the people that repeat for you, the people that refer for you. Especially in Facebook world, you need people who are word-of-mouth referral sources for you. So you've got to get likes into your page. So as we've been talking about this, we've done 10 so far. This one is something we just want to highlight and make sure you're aware. There are, because used to, in the past, we would say, go to facebook.com/marketingtwins. You would want to capture that unique little they called it the username, and that was a real easy way. We'd put that on our business cards, and we'd put that on anything printed that you had, because you couldn't just hyperlink it. This was something actually in printed form, or maybe if you want to have a TV commercial and you wanted to tell people go to facebook.com/marketingtwins. That's where we used to drive people to, because we could set up the default landing tab to be that one of those custom app pages where people would be kind of introduced to a custom page. Well, the default option is not available to us anymore, but you can create what we call a kind of a self-branded URL. So this is what we would recommend doing it. We have created and I think you can see this up here. If I just kind of circle up here, marketingtwins.com/FB. We decided not to put Facebook in there just because we thought maybe Facebook might not like their name being up there. So we created one called marketingtwins.com/FB. Now, what did we do that for? Well, here's the reason why we did it. So what we might start doing in the future now is in all of our printed materials, we might say go to marketingtwins.com/FB, whereas before we used to put facebook.com/marketingtwins. Now, the reason we do this is because those custom apps are viewed differently depending on how you view them. As you see on this page, so what the marketingtwins.com/FB page, which is what we print on a business card, that's going to go to this page. And that tells somebody, if you're on a desktop, laptop, or tablet, click here. And if you're on a smartphone, click here. Well, the reason is they are viewed differently. The desktop, laptop, tablet options can see the custom app work that you do. Unfortunately, like an iPhone right now, cannot view the custom apps. They tell us, and they've been saying for a while, Facebook's been saying that they will make that available soon. Obviously, we're still waiting on that, so we're trying to make sure our clients know how these are viewed on different devices. So again, if you're on a desktop, laptop, or tablet, we say click here, because then you'll actually go to the custom app, some of those that Donnie was talking about, where you can do the little gate. But if you're on a smartphone device like an iPhone, you won't see that. That click actually just goes to the username, which is the facebook.com/marketingtwins. And from your iPhone, it's a real click right there. Click the like button, really easy. So that's just something that is unique, because the app URL doesn't function. The apps don't function on the smaller smartphone devices. So you need to know and understand that. So the other thing, just the number 12. Again, there's no image to show on this one, but just to keep in mind, if you want to, another thing people do, they are using QR codes a lot. QR codes again, what would you do on a QR code? Create a QR code, and anytime you do a QR code, you do those for free. You create a link to where you want the QR code. When someone scans it, where's it going to go? Well, it's going to go to that custom app URL that Donnie was talking about. So if you have a QR code in your front office, and while people are waiting on something, you say, hey, be sure and like us on Facebook. Again, don't go to just your facebook.com/marketingtwins anymore. Go to something more direct. Send them to that custom landing page. Same thing in a magazine ad, or we saw one the other day with it on the back of a T-shirt where someone, it's what a great way to do it. You're standing in line at the grocery store. It may be a little awkward, but if they put it on the back of the T-shirt, they want you to scan their back of their shirt, and so scan the back of of the T-shirt, and say scan me, and then it'll go to that custom app. But again, on that one, they would probably, if they're doing it on their iPhone, they would go to this page here where it would say, if you're on a smartphone device, click here. So, but I guess somebody could do it on their iPad, Donnie. I guess they could do it on their iPad and do a QR code and scan. Awkward. Those are little awkward moments that in the grocery store. But hey, if it's on the back of a T-shirt, they're inviting you to scan it. But those are a couple things. The last thing that I wanted to show you, this is, again, just as basic as it's ever been, is, let's see, where are we going? I'll let you, oops, Donnie's going to, there we go. Okay, sorry about that. That's my family, by the way. This is scoot that over. Yeah. Okay, you can see here, this is just a screenshot of what we did. You can scroll down a little bit, Donnie, on this one. And there, this is just an example. Rosie Taylor put in her status update a link over from donwesterberg.com, but then she tagged Don Westerberg in that status update. So you want to encourage people when they're sharing your content is to tag. And you know how you do the tagging. You put in that status update, put the @ symbol, and then it should drop down a list of friends or pages. And you want to try to encourage people, hey, when you, especially if you're a dentist and someone comes in for a visit and they have a great experience, if you're an auto mechanic or you have a great salon or whatever you are, a plumber, then if someone says, hey, I thought you guys were great, you can say, hey, go to Facebook and be sure and kind of give us a little review on Facebook and be sure and tag our page. Asking people to do that. Some people just don't have the thought. I've seen so many people, unfortunately, kind of wasted a status update because people said, hey, I had a great experience with ABC Plumbing, but they didn't tag the page, and so all the people in their news feed didn't do anything from it. They didn't act on that. But if they would have tagged ABC Plumbing, that would have been a better benefit to ABC Plumbing because then all their friends could have said, oh, I wonder who that is, and then they would click on the ABC Plumbing page, and then they would go and you're just a way to increasing the 13th way to increase your likes is to ask people to tag your page. So that's I think Donnie, you're going to wrap us up. I think.
Yeah, there's we're going to we just wanted again to show you these 13 things because all of these are practical, easy things to do that you can. Many of these you can do today. Many of these you don't feel like you have to do them all today. That's one of the things that we get concerned with. We share all these things, and we're going to. Sorry, we're multitasking here. Here we go. We are trying to get you some practical uses on how to increase the number of likes. Now, one thing that we want to showcase before we let you go. Again, these 13 things, I wish I had a slide to go back over all of those, but let me kind of quickly recap as many of these as I can. Number one, as Randy stated in the beginning, what you're looking at is regardless of what the format, and there's so much time spent on the timeline format, don't worry about all that. Yes, it's important. I was on a call with somebody the other day, and they said, I have to do something with my page in the timeline format because, frankly, my page looks like a disaster with the new format. And, yes, I agree with that. And she was very smart about going by and getting her page updated, and we were able to help her get that launched so that her page looks good. You want to have a good online presence for Facebook. And so, yes, you want to do that. Now, if you do all this and have a custom page and have a like gate and all this great thing with custom app icons, but you have horrible content, then no one's going to like your page. You want to have good quality content. And that's the very first thing we talked about, but we want to go back to that. Remind you that good quality content is what we want to have. Secondly, we talked about how to build your audience. We showed you that little tip of how to go through your admin panel and click to build your audience, and your ways to navigate down to how to invite people that are in your LinkedIn account. There's other ways to invite people. You can share. You can invite your friends. I'm always a little nervous about just inviting all of my friends that I have to like a page. Some people do that. I'm not really a big fan of that. I want to see a business context like LinkedIn. That may be a different story. So that's one. That's the third thing. Number three, looking at the timeline cover photo, looking at creative ways to draw your attention down to that cover photo. You can't put, because of all the restrictions, you can't put things in there like draw an arrow to like our page. You can't say go to our website, www.marketingtwins.com, and like our page from there. You can't even put your website address in that timeline cover. So get creative. Find some ways to draw people's eyes and attention down to the area nearest the like button. And I think those are some things that you can do. The custom app icons, those are those buttons that were right below that timeline cover photo. And certainly we want to highlight those because there are certain things that we can do on those. It's funny to us that they put a lot of restrictions to the big timeline cover photo, but yet they don't want you to do it on the app icons, which are right below it. So you can't click the like button below on the profile or the cover photo, but you can click like above on the app icon. So it's interesting, but hey, those are the rules, and so we're going to play within those rules and take advantage of that. Number 5 was the fan gating, the like reveal. Set that up on your page. We can help you do that. It's a real great way of increasing the number of likes that you have. Again, you can't force anybody to like your page, but you can encourage them to give you a little love on your Facebook page by liking the page, and then be able to reveal that to them once they've liked your page, and that should help increase the number of likes on your page. And then number 6 is number 6 and 7 are really kind of go together when we talk about the the custom app icon, the URL, the unique URL, and talk about using that in Facebook ads and pay-per-click ads and other kind of website marketing that you're doing. Number 8 is have that same unique URL that we've got, the app URL, is part of a shareable status update, so you can drive people to certain things, products and services that you offer, but then that makes it a shareable thing for that to get shared by you or others, and that'll help increase the number of your likes as well. Number 9 was to update your LinkedIn and Twitter and other places where you have inbound social media links, so make sure you've updated that because that'll help drive. You never know where people are going to come find your Facebook page. They may find it directly on your website. They may find it directly on Facebook. They may find you from an old branch out, some of you may be still using branch out or some other different social media type of things that maybe not. Some of you may be on Google Plus, and you want to have a profile that indicates here's how you get to my Facebook page. So use that unique URL to drive people to your welcome page, for instance, especially if you have the like reveal set up. Number 10 was to set up the social plugin that Facebook offers so people can like your page directly from your website. Number 11 was the thing that Randy explained where we have the marketingtwins.com/FB now as opposed to facebook.com/marketingtwins. We will start changing our printed materials to drive people to that so that they can like our page either from a tablet or a desktop or laptop in one way, or if they're on a smartphone, they can do it another way. And I'm not sure if Randy mentioned this or not, but if you were to put this new custom URL, this with the app and then all those numbers on there, if you were to put that on something and then somebody goes through their iPhone and clicks on that, you actually get an error message from Facebook, and you can't really get out of it other than just kind of starting over, and it's kind of frustrating. So that's why we created this self-branded URL that we talked about. Number 12, using QR codes to scan to drive people, whether that's on the back of a shirt or on a printed card, wherever it might be. Take advantage of those as well. And then the 13th thing is to encourage people to tag your page. We use that example of Dawn. Somebody had tagged Dawn's page. You want to be able to offer that as the ability to do that. So that is certainly something that you want to be able to do because it gives people the ability to tag that page and for them to be able to, if they're not familiar with the Marketing Twins, for instance, they can like your page directly from Facebook they can get to your page. They may not know that Marketing Twins exists, so when they click on that, it takes them directly to that. So those are the 13 things that we've laid out for you. Again, we're going to put together an ebook here soon that talk about all of those different ways to do that. And so what we want to do is we're going to show you something real quickly. And I'm going to show you my screen again because I'm going to show you something that we've created. Hopefully you can all see this now. We've got some packages set up to assist you with converting over to Timeline, and you can see the 4 different packages there. To get to that, it's real simple. Go to marketingtwins.com/timeline. marketingtwins.com/timeline, and you can see all the different packages that we have there. So you can, depending on what you want to have set up on your page, we'll be glad to assist you to do that. Look over the packages that you're interested in and then fill out the form below and select the one that you're interested in. You may have a unique situation. We even have that option down here where you can click that and go from there. We want to help you do this. We want to help you maximize your Facebook presence. With Timeline set up, we want to make sure your page looks good. We can even offer some assistance to help you with content. Don't forget the social media coaching that we mentioned earlier. All that could tie together. We can work something out to help you with that, to make sure that your online presence is great and to make sure that you have the most, refresh the page, Randy's telling me. We want the whole idea of this is to increase the number of likes that you have. Again, go to marketingtwins.com/timeline to get more information about that. All right, I think that concludes our call today. We really appreciate you taking the time. Again, we'll be recording this. Be on the lookout for an ebook coming your way soon, and we will be around to help anybody that we can related to social media coaching as well as Facebook and Timeline and getting as many likes as you can to your page. For Randy, this is Donnie. We appreciate it. Have a great day. Thanks.